her combos are pretty easy. Alright, let me think right now. Well, anyways, my background for like why should Master Raven's down forward 2 be 15 frames? Alright, first of all, if you ever take a look at the character select screen, most characters have a 15 frame launcher. The exceptions are maybe like the Shoto characters, like, you know, the Street Fighter characters like Eliza and Akuma and Geese or whatever, and then Bob and Steve. But everyone else, they have 15 frame launchers. So I think really when it comes to Tekken, right, the game design, you have to balance depth with accessibility, right? So in this game, for example, they made all the new characters very accessible at the cost of depth, right? So like Shaheen, Kazumi, you know, Claudio, any of those characters, very accessible and easy to play, but at the cost of depth, meaning like, you know, I mean, you could argue they have some depth, but compared to characters like Raven or Nina or whatever, very short move list. So when you think about Raven's down forward 2, what is the balance, the ratio of depth versus accessibility, right? What is the point of this move being 1 frame slower than most other characters with the launcher, right? So if it doesn't, alright, one frame slower, let me tell you the downside of that, right? That means I have to, as a Raven player, I have to think about whether or not a move is -15 or -16, right? All other characters, whenever you're playing them, you only have to think about if you get a launch at 15, right? So if you block Mishima Axe Kick, you can launch it, right? Hop kick, whatever. You don't have to think about that shit. Or if you block, what's -15 only? Alley kick to the mid poke, so down 3 + 4 into 2 with King. I think that's only -15, right? So my point is, like, why do I have to, as a Raven player, why do I have to keep that in my mind? Like, I can't punish that with a launcher. I have to do something else, right? Any move that's 15 frame only, I can't launch it. So that's another layer of thinking I have to add on to this character, right? She's already complex as fuck, right? I think she's one of the most complex characters in the game. But that just adds another layer of depth, so to speak, to the character. It loses accessibility. But I'm going to argue that doesn't add depth at all. That just makes it tedious to play. There's no depth in me remembering that some shit is 15 and not 16. That just makes me pissed off. And it makes it harder, it makes her less accessible to play. That's my argument, man. It's like, why not make it 15? She wouldn't be overpowered, you know. It just makes it like that much harder to play her, and it doesn't add any depth at all. It's like, there's no fucking point, dude. Anyways, that's like my argument for why she should have a 15 frame launcher. Adds no depth, loses accessibility. Already with one of the most hardest characters in the game. It's stupid. Anyways, that's just my little rant there. Shoto characters have 15 frame launchers? Oh, I see. So that's even more argument against this shit, right? Everyone has 15 frames except Steve and Bob, and with Steve and Bob, it's like they don't even have launchers anyway, so you can't even, like, you don't have to think about if you can launch anything at 15. So it doesn't make sense to me. Like, she's the only character with this kind of problem, and it'd be such an easy fix if they just make it 15 frames. It'll make all the Raven players happy, and it wouldn't really piss off anybody because not like she's overpowered. I'm gonna make a video and then just like send this link to Harada. Just like, please Harada. 15. It's not that big of a deal. It will make people's lives easier and like you can tell I'm fucking pissed off, right? Because this is a problem that's been with Raven ever since Tag 2. But in Tag 2, you could make the argument like, alright, Anna has a 16 frame launcher, Zafina has a 16 frame launcher, Marduk has a 16 frame launcher, right? All these characters also have a 16 without a 15. And you could be like, well, Raven's not the only one with that problem. Look at all these other characters. But if you look at the Tekken 7 roster, all of them have 15s, except for Steve and Bob. It's like, why is she the only character with the problem?